Yes, guys, what's going on? Welcome to AdamMcKola TV. I am Adam. We are back. This is United Daily Live. We haven't had one of these in a while because we've been stuck in the middle of loads of match day content. We had the Aftermath Live yesterday. On Friday, we had all the match day content. So it's been an absolute mad one. But we are back today to, of course, look at the latest Manchester United news, including stories in relation to Jadon Sancho's future, Dean Henderson's future, Luke Shaw quotes, as well as plenty more to get stuck into as well as having your comments right here in front of me. We have got loads to get stuck into. Hope you guys are all doing well out there on this Sunday, Father's Day. Big shout out to my old man. Without my dad, I don't even end up making these videos about Manchester United because I wouldn't even be a Manchester United fan without my old boy. So shout out to my dad on Father's Day, as obviously, you know, big shout out to the Popsies. Sorry, I just had a phone call coming through on my phone as I looked at it. So shout out to my dad. Without him, as I said, I don't even do these videos. So you lot, I got to thank him as well if you enjoy all of this content. And shout out to all your Popsies out there as well. The father of Manchester United, Sir Alex Ferguson. Shout out to him on Father's Day. What's going on though? We're going to talk about Jadon Sancho in a bit. But I wanted to do something a little bit different today because we've taken up a different spot. I say in the studio, in the house. I've made a little bit of a nice little studio spot here with loads in the background. I've got a book here called Manchester United on this day. So what we're going to do is we're going to find out what's in this book for today's date before we get stuck into today's news. So we'll have a little bit of a history lesson. How does that sound? Does that sound all right with you guys at home? We'll try and make United Dailies a little bit different. This is the book anyway. I got this off Amazon somewhere. It was for making so obviously I make a lot of graphics and stuff, or made a lot of graphics and stuff for Full-Time Devils. And so I needed things like this to help me with it. Give me ideas, give me memories. I can't remember everything in this little head of mine. So I needed stuff like this. What's the date today? Let's have a look. It's the 21st of June, and check that out. I opened it on the 21st of June with a lovely picture of Sir Bobby Charlton there. And Tuesday, the 21st of June, 1949, Stuart Pearson is born in Hull, Pancho. Tommy Docherty signs him for £200,000 from his hometown club after the Reds are relegated from the top flight in 1974. 1974. Imagine us getting relegated now. What kind of madness that would be. And there's some United fans that have living memory of United being relegated. So when they're seeing us finish 5th and 6th, they're probably thinking, this ain't that bad, lads. Calm down. We've won a few cups in the last couple of years. Pearson helps the club back to the first division at the first attempt with 17 goals, which puts him top of United's scoring chart that season. Pearson finds the net as United overcome Liverpool to lift the FA Cup in 1977. And he scores 66 in 179 appearances in 5 years at Manchester United. Now, a player that you probably wouldn't have heard a whole host about is Stuart Pearson. Pancho's his nickname. I know that because, you know, I've just grown up listening to stories from older Reds a lot and talking about players from the 70s. And Stuart Pearson's one of those. £200,000 in 1974. I wonder how much that would be worth now. 66 goals in 179 appearances. And obviously helping United back to the first division in his first attempt. And he was born on this day in 1949 in Hull. So shout out to Pancho, Stuart Pearson. That is today's history lesson. We've also got loads of other little books around here as well. So I'm sure we can do things like when it's Rio Ferdinand's birthday or Wayne Rooney's birthday or David Beckham's, we can grab their book out and read a little page from one of their autobiographies. But there you have it. Stuart Pearson was born on this day in 1949, and happy birthday to him. Anyway, guys, let's get stuck into the latest news in relation to Jadon Sancho and what's going on with his future. Jadon Sancho is obviously someone that has been linked with Manchester United for an awfully long time now. He's been linked with Manchester United for, I was going to say years. Has it been years? Has it been 2 years? It's probably been since he went to Dortmund we've been linked with him. And Jadon Sancho, obviously, is a man that we all need. I think the game against Tottenham, it showed that the right wing is definitely an area where we can improve on. The right wing is a position where we need an out-and-out winger. I don't think Daniel James is a bad player. That's not me criticising Daniel James. We just need a little bit more quality in that position. I think also if we bought a player in that position, Daniel James, then I think he doubles in importance because he's not being overworked, because he's not being played every single minute of every single game. Daniel James's influences and impacts on games can then increase because of the fact he's not getting burnt out every minute. So I really do think not only does Jadon Sancho give us an immediate improvement on that right hand side, it also takes the pressure off young Danny James and helps us in that regard as well. So really hoping that we can get this deal done. It's a deal that we need to make happen now. Jadon Sancho was obviously involved with Borussia Dortmund yesterday. And Heiko Wassa, now let me check him out. He's a journalist for RTL. He works in Holland. He's from Dortmund. And he has tweeted something relating to Jadon Sancho. And he said Jadon Sancho started on the bench for Borussia Dortmund against Leipzig today. That's a fact. He had 78 minutes on the bench in that game. Came on for the last 12 minutes. Dortmund did win 2-0. So, they can't complain about that. But he didn't start for them. And he went on and said, Heiko Wassa, that Jadon Sancho's head is already with Manchester United. Now, an interesting turning point to this story is that the fella, I think it's Elliot at United Report. Apologies if I've got his name wrong. Yes, it's Elliot. So Elliot, who runs United Report, had his account. Obviously, he has specific notifications for specific accounts. Maybe it's just verified accounts. Maybe it's just, people that he follows. I'm not too sure what his settings were. But he has an account set up of United Report on his phone. And he got a notification that Jadon Sancho had liked that very tweet. Now, obviously, Jadon Sancho, if it was him, unliked it straight away. There's no reason for Elliot to lie about it. I think, when you look at the United Report page and what the work that they do, it's all very much just gives you what people are reporting. So I don't think he would lie. He never posted it through United Report, so there was nothing for his news account to gain from it. And I think United Report's actually a fantastic account. So I tend to say that probably happened, you know what I mean? Now, it could be a case that Jadon Sancho searches his own name because he wasn't added in the tweet, accidentally lighted a tweet. That can happen. So I've done that so many times. You're scrolling through something. I liked a tweet. I can't remember what the tweet was. And I remember it wasn't my opinion. I just went on it to just see what was going on. I can't remember. And I liked the tweet by accident. And I thought, oh my God, I've liked this tweet. I've unliked it straight away. I hope there's no notifications for this because that's not my opinion. And it's like, fuck. I've done it by accident. So I could easily see someone else doing it by accident. Liking a tweet when they don't want to. But it's a very specific tweet, isn't it? His head's already with Manchester United. And these are the kind of things that we want to hear. For the last few weeks, for the last few days, we've heard that Borussia Dortmund aren't budging on their price. Now, a way to make them budge on their price is Jadon Sancho to start throwing his toys out of the Prem, to start, anchoring for that move a little bit more. So it wouldn't be surprised me if this is part of the scenario to get his price down. Sancho's head is with the United. And from what the Dortmund, I think it was one of their directors said the other day, it kind of sounded like they're not too confident of being able to keep a hold of him either, which again is great news to Manchester United. We've got our first super chat of the day in from Bryce Menezes. Sorry. Bryce, thank you very much, brother. He says Greenwood should start ahead of James in the games where teams will sit back, as James need a lot of space for him to be useful. And I totally agree with you, mate. Seeing as we're on the right wing spot, let's talk about it. I think Mason Greenwood's ability to beat a player with trickery Because Daniel James is very one-dimensional. Push the ball and run onto it. Try and run past someone, or play the ball in behind and get him running into space. Now, like you say, when teams sit back, there isn't that space to make it happen. He hasn't got the trickery or the ability yet we haven't seen it from him to beat players with a drop of the shoulder, a little trick here and there, step up. He doesn't really do that. That's not his game. So when teams sit back, like you say, it's a lot more difficult to make things happen. But Mason Greenwood's now coming through, and I think Ollie's caught in a little bit of a catch-22 situation. He wants to develop Mason Greenwood. He wants to help him come through and bring him through slowly. But then he probably wants to play him as well. And you've got that situation where you want to hold him back a little bit. Just take your time with him. Not push him into the spotlight too soon. But then you've also got a young lad like Mason Greenwood, who every time he comes on the pitch, he's showing that he has quality. Every time he comes on the pitch, he's got that little bit of quality. And United fans want to see more of it. And I think we've gone past the point now of just thinking, let's just take our time. We need to start playing him more, I think, because it'd be more beneficial to the team. And even from that right hand side, his ability to switch it on the right, go outside a defender, switch it on his left, go inside a defender, it opens different things up for him. And yeah, I'd really want to see him given an opportunity. I'd start him against Sheffield United on the right hand side. I'd make a few changes, start him, and I think even then Daniel James looks a lot better coming off the bench. But Sheffield United are going to be tight, they're going to be compact. Is Danny James going to have that space to make things happen? I'm not too sure. So there you go. Tian, we're not 100% sure when the window opens yet, but it's believed it will be in August, and it will go into a little bit of the season as well. The season's supposed to start middle of September, so you'd see the transfer window probably opening end of July, beginning of August, and closing at some point in the middle of September. But clubs wouldn't be able to use their new players in the Champions League or the Europa League in August, because that's when that's going to happen. Paul B says the deal's done, mate. Am I watching the footy today? I will be watching a little bit of the footy today. I'll probably watch the Liverpool game until Liverpool score, and then probably watch a few of the other games. There's a fair bit on. I'm enjoying it. I enjoyed the Arsenal game yesterday for obvious reasons. I enjoyed the Watford-Leicester game in the second half for obvious reasons as well. Had my first bet in about 3 months. Leicester were in it. Went tits up straight away. Not the place where you want to be. I thought we'd got it through the first bit then, and then fucking Watford score an overhead kick. But to be honest, you couldn't complain when you seen that, because it was a fantastic bit of skill by the defender, Dawson. Mohit Ratnesh with a super chat says, sip coffee if Sancho is coming to United. Not only did I need a drink, I actually think he's coming to United. And I think those that watch the Rumour Rater every single Tuesday on AdamMcKola TV, you'll realise that I've been confident for a while. Now that's not because I'm in the know. I've never pretended to be in the know. In fact, when I've been told things by people that would know stuff, I've never shared it, because I never want to have that reputation as someone that professes to be in the know. Do you know what I mean? Because then if something doesn't happen, and I know your own, like, if you get information, that information can be correct, but then you share it, something changes, you look like the idiot. So, and you can never bait out your sources, can you? So there you go. I don't know. I just don't do that in the know stuff. But I feel like Jadon Sancho to Man United is definitely going to happen. You just have that feeling about it. You just get that real good feeling about it. So yeah, don't bluff, Adam. We know that's Irish cream. It's too early for that. That is actually a coffee. My second coffee of the day. I've tried to cut down to 2. I usually crack and have 3 by about 2 o'clock, but that's my second. Hopefully that's my last today. Yes, Killian, I will post a new Discord link for you guys very shortly. So as soon as we're finished here, I'll post that Discord link for you. If you're asking yourself what is Discord, then this is Discord. Discord is like, I've turned it into like a place where our members can have a little chit chat. At the moment there's 94 members, I believe. Let me double check in case someone's left or someone's joined and I need to thank someone. But we've got 90 odd members. We're on our way to 100. The target is 100 by the end of this month. So we've got 9 days left, 10 days left to get around 6-7 members. And if you become a member, you can join the members only Discord where we have a little bit of a chinwag. We're 6 away. Thank you to Prakar Niggum, George Ibbotson, and that man Dan for joining. Those are the last 3 members. We're 6 away from 100. If you can join, get hitting that join button right now. Get hitting that like button as well. Get commenting, get sharing, get subscribing. As we also heard news, Manchester United opened the contract talks with Dean Henderson last week. So those contract talks have begun. So contract talks have begun between Dean Henderson and Manchester United. There's also again been links between Chelsea and Sheffield United's, Manchester United's Dean Henderson. So we need to get that deal sorted very soon. I have no doubt that Dean Henderson will want to stay at Manchester United. I mean, if you look at the report that came out, it says Chelsea are hoping to secure a big money deal for Man United goalkeeper Dean Henderson. They don't just want to sign our whole fucking academy, the dickheads. Henderson is now 23 years old and his sights firmly set on the #1 spot at Old Trafford. But with De Gea at the club, his chances of first team action are slim. The keeper looks more likely to head out on loan for a 6th time and probably a 3rd spell with the Blades after 2 impressive seasons with the South Yorkshire club. However, according to the Scun, Chelsea are looking to pounce on the situation and tempt him to West London, where he would be the first choice goalkeeper. Now, I don't think that's going to happen. It says Blues will be willing to offer around £50 million and persuade United to part with one of their brightest young talents. I mean, £50 million for a keeper that's not done an awful lot, although he's massively talented, is a lot of money. But United wouldn't really benefit from 50 million quid. 50 million quid. It doesn't really benefit anyone. It cost us more to replace. David De Gea than that. So I think United will be keeping him. When am I signing Dean for AdamMcKola TV? Dean's my brother, man. Me and Dean do straight up together, and Dean will always be on AdamMcKola TV whenever he possibly can. Obviously, he's a baby daddy ×2, so he's got bigger things to worry about. But I always want to, one of the things that I like to do is do things with my friends and people that I'm with. Like, I want to do a pro clubs team. Like, me and my mates from school do pro clubs, without filming it. We do GTA heists. We do all these kind of things. So I want to make a channel with those guys, and as soon as lockdown's finished, we're going to get on that gaming tech as just me and my mates. It's stuff that we've done for years. I know we're 30 now, but it's something that we could still enjoy. Get together once a month, play a few hours of gaming, record it, release it over a month. Do that every month. We'll be in a nice position, and we'll have some good content out there. I like to make content with people that, organically I'm friends with or I know. Dean, I've known Dean all my life, nearly. Well, not all my life, it feels like it. I've known him for since I was 16, so half of my life now, nearly. Shit, I'm old now. So I've known him since college. You go to college at 16, 19, don't you? We started playing football together at college in Cage and that. Started chatting about football together. There used to be this spot on the stairs where you chat about football. And then, obviously Dean was a United fan. I'm a United fan. We end up having this conversation. Oh shit, you go to United games too? I go to United games too. Then one day, we bump into each other at the ground. I introduce him to my dad. I'm with my dad. Dean's there with Ada. And then, obviously, us four now, kind of my dad keeps in touch with Dean and all that. Everyone kept in touch from there. And then, it was just we just kept in touch ever since. And we go to games together most weekends now. So, Dean will always be involved, whether it's on vlogs, straight up, AdamMcKola TV, previews, all that good stuff. We've got a new member. We have got the 95th member. Someone ring the alarm. 5 members to go. Thank you to Fashion Professor Chandrajit Adi Kari for joining. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for joining us on the channel. Anyone watching Villa vs Chelsea later, I will be watching that, hoping that Aston Villa can get a result. We need Chelsea to be losing, don't we, in the race for the top 4. So there you go. You've had a little bit of a history lesson on my friendship with Dean today. A little bit of a history lesson about Stuart Pearson, who was born on this day in 1949, if I remember correctly. And of course, it's Father's Day. So I'll let you know about how my old man took me to games early on. Let's see if I can find a picture for that. I bet I can. I can always find pictures somewhere, to be honest. I got loads in here. There's one. Wembley. I think that was the first ever. No, that was either the first. No, that's the Charity Shield at Wembley. When we beat Chelsea at the start of the 07-08 season, that one is from. So that's me and my dad there. Then we had that one. That's 0-0 Villarreal 2005. So without this fella, you don't get this channel. So shout out Pops on Father's Day. Welcome again to Chandrajit for joining us on AdamMcKola TV. 5 members to go until we hit that big milestone of 100. Love your channel, mate. Happy to help. Thank you very much, brother. I appreciate you a lot. Time for Grealish to earn his transfer. Yes, mate. I would love Jack Grealish to end up at Manchester United. Neil, how you doing? Paul B, Killian. I was going to say hi. Killian, I just seen what you said, bruv. Come on now. Maybe we'll have to do a My Boys against the Discord or something like that. But yeah, man. There you go. My man's looking like a budget Ronaldo in that one. The Saha shirt. It's great how, like, how you doing, Neil? Good to see you, mate. Hope you're well. Sierra King said the Saha shirt. It's great how, like, Sierra King would relate that shirt to Saha. Someone else would think of Rude. Someone else would think of this. Like, it's great how we all just instantly think of a different picture or a different video or a different goal or a different image when we see a different shirt. I love that. I really do. Anything else going on? Let me see what else is going on in the world today. Sound like I was going to start the beginning of a Eminem song. What's going on in the world today? People fighting and looting. Let it go, let the sometimes roll. Tell 'em, Dre, it ain't nothing but music. That's what shit. I don't know. I haven't even heard that song recently. That was D12, ain't nothing but music. Right, what was I looking for? Alright, the first place to go would be United Report or your Man United Zone. Richarlison's been talking about United. He said there were lots of offers during the season for Barcelona, for Man United, but the club opted to keep me in the group. That's bollocks, mate. No one bid. Man United never bidded for you. Barcelona never bidded for you. I'm on the PlayStation, and I'll be getting the PS5, fingers crossed, as well, when that comes out. Jurgen Klopp has said, Marcus Rashford, I have to say, I couldn't respect more for what you did. It's unbelievable. It's a bit of a shame you had to do it, but it's still unbelievable that you did it. And it's like what we were saying here. You know, you don't need to mention football rivalries when we're dealing with something like that. And yeah, at the time we said it shouldn't be done, but he did it. And he deserves a lot of credit for that. So shout out Marcus Rashford. Bit delicate watching the rundown, says Neil. Oh my god, Steve was a mess yesterday, wasn't he? And I only caught the first 45 minutes. Apparently his medication and alcohol don't go together. What a clown. What a clown. Inez Fushi, yo, how you doing? Shout out to Max Senior, says McKill. Thank you for joining us. Alan Holbeach, the Discord will be in the community members section. Rafe says, don't get this going in on players like De Gea, Tony, DJ Shaw, and leaving Wan-Bissaka. All equal versus Spurs versus me. Wasn't a bad performance, guys. Need to chill, everyone. I agree with your last sentence, we need to chill, but there's a reason why De Gea or Maguire got more criticism than Wan-Bissaka or Rashford. There's a reason why, and that was because they were responsible for the goal. That's okay to admit that without going in on them and being harsh. What score we winning by on Wednesday, says Reedy. We are winning by 2-1. I'm going to stick to 2-1. Nice one, Ben. Thank you for joining us, brother. Thank you very much indeed. What else is going on in the world today? Apart from people fighting, looting and fluting. It's okay. Let it go. Let it go. Yeah, man. Eric Bailly should be starting on Wednesday, I think. What do you use that thing? Eric Bailly to start on Wednesday? Yay, nay? Does anyone want a page from one of these books? Should we do this for the last 3 minutes? Is that something we should be doing? I don't know. I've got nothing else to say right now. I shouldn't throw the comments away. I should keep the comments here so I can see you use that talking. Quick recap for Skills for Hire. So we'll look at some reports from Germany, which was that Jadon Sancho's head is already with Manchester United. He was on the bench for 78 minutes in that RB Leipzig game. And obviously, question marks are being asked about that. Dean Henderson's in talks with Manchester United for a new contract, although there are discussion or reports purporting that Chelsea are looking to make a heavy bid for him and try and bring him in, to Chelsea. Talks of a £50 million bid. I doubt it though. I cannot see that one happening. Luke Shaw's been talking as well. He said we felt stronger than Tottenham. Now he obviously was made a mistake involved for the goal, but United overall we looked better than them, didn't we? And with that being said, you have to think that there's more positives than negatives to come out of that game. Although we have to perform on Wednesday. It's as simple as that. And talking about that game on Wednesday, we have obviously got the preview coming up on Monday. We got the watch along on Wednesday, live fan cams, and my reaction coming up as well. Any Angel Gomez updates? No Angel Gomez updates just yet, apart from what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer said last week. It didn't help that Roy Keane went on hard, and it's all over Twitter. Chandradit said, when Roy Keane goes in on United, it makes it easier for other people to go in on them, doesn't it? And I don't think it was wrong, but I think sometimes he goes over the top. Do you know what I mean? There's a way to say certain things, but that's Keano. That's Keano for you. Chelsea's not happening. I don't think Henderson's going in. Henderson won't be playing against us on Wednesday, Tom. He cannot play as part of his loan deal. So we're talking about we've got Mario Puzo's godfather there, which is great. Talking about Roy Keane, we got one of Keano's books here, so let's get it out. Roy Keane's book. What a book this is. The autobiography of Roy Keane. Haven't read this in an awfully long time. Haven't read it at all in an awfully long time, but let's find something that would be good to read out in here. Roy Keane. Keano's fucking magic. Right, here's a little bit about him. With Mick McCarthy, which is always great stuff. Here's book club. So he went, get your bags packed and tagged. And while we're here, he went on, whoever's not happy with anything, so this is Mick McCarthy, I'd like them to say it to me. I knew that was coming, but I was cool. My conscience was clear. For one thing, I had told him privately what I was unhappy with. As team captain, I'd said my piece the other day. No need to repeat it. I picked this island, and if anybody's not happy, they should tell me now, he repeated. So remember when Japan World Cup, Mick McCarthy, Roy Keane, Ireland, Republic of Ireland have flown out there to the World Cup, and Roy Keane's lost his head because the training ground that they had was not good enough. It was full of rubble, full of dust, no footballs, etc, etc. He was fuming. The preparation wasn't good enough. He had got used to things at Manchester United, and now Mick McCarthy was fucking it up, and he was challenging everyone in the dressing room. He was saying, I picked this island, and if anybody's not happy, they should tell me now. And then Roy Keane, keep cool, Roy. They're dangling the bait for you. Don't bite. The atmosphere was heavy with the sense that trouble was brewing. They all knew now what the meeting was about. He's going to try and sort me out publicly. Be the big man, the manager. I was calm. Roy, you don't seem to be happy with something. It was pathetic. Well, Mick, I said, why didn't you say that from the start? We've talked about this in private. Why aren't we having this conversation in private? Well, you've made it public, he said, whipping the Humphreys article from behind his back like Paul Daniels. What do you mean made it public? This interview with the Times. Mick, do you not think I've seen the interview? Do you call this set up man management? You're going against your teammates now, he went on. Look, I've seen the interview. I promised Tom last Sunday I'd do a piece with him. I spoke to him yesterday. I stand by everything I said. The interview's fine. Not the first time an interview got Roy Keane in trouble. You've gone against your teammate. You never wanted to play for your country. You were supposed to go to Iran and you didn't. You faked an injury to get out of your country. Playing for your country. He's on a roll now. You know that's not true. You spoke to my manager. You know I wasn't right for the Iran match on Dublin. You thanked me for coming to Dublin. You agreed that 2-0 was a good result. You call this man management. You were there. You know the truth. Mick, you're a liar. I think we should carry this story on another day. But Keano's a fucking legend, isn't he? And he was absolutely right about Mick McCarthy. Bang average preparation for that tournament. And as someone that has family that wanted Ireland to win, it just... Oh, man. Oh, man. This gets tasty as well. I forgot how good this book was. Yeah, I forgot how good this book was. Really did. Yeah. Oh, okay. No. Alright. So this is what Keano said to him. Just stand with me, Roy, for 15 seconds. Let the press get a photograph of two of us together. It will look great. Keano says, you're a fucking wanker. I didn't rate you as a player. I don't rate you as a manager. And I don't rate you as a person. You're a wanker. And you can stick your World Cup up your ass. I've got no respect for you. Keano's fucking magic. And that's all I can say. I gotta do the voices and the accents. I can't be doing voices and accents. Come on, guys. What do you think I'm made of? This picture here was painted by somebody. Now, there's a picture on the inside. It was painted by Greg Howard. So that's who that was painted by. Greg Howard. Yeah. So there you have it with that. I love Keane. I'm going to read this again today. Get back into this one. But guys, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining our book club. We could do more of this book club, couldn't we? Is this a new thing that we've discovered? Just reading things out of Roy Keane's book. What an incredible man. What an incredible man. Guys, thank you very much for tuning in. Whether it's Glenn, Rodri, DWM, Benzo, Chandrajit, Killian, Paul B, Tom, DWM, sorry I said him again, Vishal, Liam, whoever's watching, Neil Fish, everyone, Minnie, thank you very much for tuning in. I think Minnie wants us to find out how many times was the word wanker in the book, and I'm sure it was an awful lot of times. Anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in to AdamMcKola TV. It has been an absolute pleasure spending this evening with you, having a little bit of a history lesson, having a little bit of a book club, and bringing you the latest Manchester United news. Where will we go next? Who knows? Maybe it'll be Wayne Rooney's book next week, or next day, tomorrow. Premier League Gazette coming up tomorrow. Preview of the Sheffield United game coming up tomorrow, and United Daily Live coming up in the evening. For now, though, guys, I've been AdamMcKola. You lot have been legends. I am out of here.